I mentioned to you guys how I might be doing the upload today instead of last night after the Toronto Raptors lost 113-99 to the Chicago Bulls, and here we are. And it was not pretty last night. More or less in the second half, I'd say the last quarter and a half, it was not pretty for the Toronto Raptors as they fall now to 40-32 in the season. The only good thing to come out of today, though, or I guess last night, would be that Cleveland lost to the Lakers. So the Raptors stay packed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that is who we play next. Whoa, it's going to be a wild one at Scotiabank Arena. Now, before we get to that stuff, though, this game was the definition of this team being straight up exhausted. How many back-to-backs they've played, since the start of since back from the All-Star break. They've had at least, 3 or 4 of them since the All-Star break, right? They had the crazy 6-game road trip. They come back home for one game. Then they travel back out to Philly to play at 8:30 for some reason. And then the second night of a back-to-back, you got the Chicago Bulls. I mean, the schedule is real tough for the Toronto Raptors since the All-Star break has come about. And you had a feeling that this game, look, we saw it against the Denver Nuggets where they come out in the second night of a back-to-back, on the road, and they find a way to win, which was great. However, this game felt a little bit different. Because of the defensive exhaustedness of last night, or I guess 2 nights ago, in Philly, you knew it was going to be difficult for the Toronto Raptors to keep that sort of tempo going into today and right through the 48 minutes. And that's really what happened. First quarter, defensively not very good, but you're only -6, kind of a back and forth quarter. You're down 6, 30-24 after one quarter play. In the second quarter, Raptors pick it up defensively. They only allow the 24. They score 31, right? They're buzzing, and they're up by 1 at halftime. And even for the first few minutes of the third quarter, Raptors are feeling okay. They're up by a 2-possession game at one point. We're like, all right, this is not bad. And then they hit a brick wall. Then the team they were flat out dead on their feet. And about midway through, Zach LaVine, more in particular, kind of took this game over in the third. DeMar took it over in the fourth, and that was it. Raptors lose the third quarter, 30-18. Again, they just are dead on their feet, exhausted. And in the fourth quarter, 29-26 Raptors lose. I didn't want to go into depth with those things because, you know what? With no Gary, because, that foul on, James Harden in yesterday's game, that wasn't called a foul, led to, was it a hyperextended toe or something like that for Gary Trent Jr.? He didn't play. And Gary's been tortured. I think he's averaging over 20 a game against the Bulls this season. That's a really tough loss. You still don't have OG. And I don't care that Fred was back. The guy he is nursing his knee bad. Reminds me of Kyle Lowry back in the championship season when he had that thumb problem or that finger problem that he had. And he just wrapped that thing up like crazy and played through it, right? But Fred, it's a knee. You can't do too much. He's got the thing wrapped as best as possible, but there's nothing he can do about it, right? And then obviously the Raptors again, they just don't make their shots, right? They don't shoot the 3 well whatsoever. Obviously, when you don't have Gary, when you don't have OG, and Fred's not healthy, I mean, that's a lot of shooting right there. But they really struggle. Now, you did see some good performances, though. You saw Khem Birch go out there and make a huge impact in the early goings of the game, especially defensively against Vucevic. But offensively, I mean, the man took 9 shots. But he was 5 of 9 from the field, right? 11 points, 7 boards, 4 dimes on 5 of 9 shooting. Was 1 of 1 from the line. Birch took 2 threes. I know this team loves these big guys shooting threes and what. Khem Birch is no, please. I'd rather not watch Khem take awkward looking threes. Misses both, but. Again, I'd say that was Khem Birch, one of his better games. Obviously, getting a little more runway. He played almost 30 minutes the night and took 9 shots. So he's definitely going to be a little bit more, offensive in this game, especially without going up against Vucevic, because they were trying to find that matchup, especially early on. Precious Achiuwa, look, we can't harp on Precious. Did he have an off night shooting the ball yesterday? Absolutely did, right? But the guy's been lights out since the All-Star break. He had 6 points, 9 boards, 1 dime, 3 of 9 from the field, was 0 of 5 from distance, and those type of games are going to happen for Precious. I mean, just because he's like a 36% three-point shooter this season, 37%, whatever it is for him, doesn't mean he's going to be that every single night. That doesn't mean he's going to shoot 40% every single night, right? There's games where he's going to go over 5. It's unfortunate, when the team needed offense, they couldn't get it done. But then, second night of a back-to-back, you've had to travel so much over like the last 2 weeks. It's been insane because they haven't had a day to kind of just chill out, right? It's either been travel day or a back-to-back. And it's just what it feels like for the Toronto Raptors. Now, obviously, that's not the case with Cleveland because we don't play today, Tuesday. We don't play Wednesday, and then we take on Cleveland on Thursday. So you get a little bit of time to practice and rest in, which I think this team desperately needs. Scotty Barnes, back-to-back games where his shots really aren't falling, right? He struggled again tonight, or last night. 8.6 boards, 5 dime shot, 3 of 9. Only took 9 field goals, which is, I'm not so sure about that. But 9 field goals for him, 3 of 9. 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Missed the 1-3 he took, but had 2 blocks in the game. And that's the unfortunate part with Scotty Barnes, right? Because he had the assignment of guarding DeMar DeRozan, right? And Scotty likes to press up against guys, likes to get in their face and whatnot. You love that. But they were kind of asking him to be kind of, make DeMar shoot, right? Especially from beyond the three-point line. And that's not Scotty's game. And DeMar had a good night. He was fantastic. I think he was like 11 of 14 from the field. So Scotty did have another off night, but I think this man needs a rest. Because not only has he played all those games on these crazy road trips that I was talking about, he's played an integral part and played 40-plus minutes and, done everything. So now to be the back-to-back again, this guy needs a maintenance day to just relax. And I think he's going to use it either today, or probably today, to do that. And they'll probably get back on the court tomorrow and practice. But for Scotty, he needs some rest. He did have 2 blocks in the game, but again, royally struggled there. Fred VanVleet, look, I talked about it. He still found a way to get 9 assists, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. So still made an impact. But the 7 of 22 from the field, right? The 3 of 12 from three-point range. It really hurts. The 3-point shot for the Raptors was arguably the deciding factor in this game tonight. That and the points off of turnovers, which we'll get to in a second. All right? Now, he did go 2 of 2 from the line. He did give you 2 steals. Fred's going to give you an A-grade effort all the time. But the shots just lately, since this knee thing has been a thing, has not been falling for him. And that's tough to watch. Pascal Siakam, just going out there and doing his thing, right? 22 points, 5 boards, 4 dimes, 8 of 14 from the field, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Missed both threes that he took in the game, but that was really, because look at that. Your starting lineup, Kem Birchman was 0 of 2, Precious 0 of 5, Scotty 0 of 1, Siakam 0 for 2, and Fred 3 of 12. I mean, you only had 6 threes in the game, 2 from Armani Brooks, right? So you really struggled shooting the ball. Now, Chris Boucher, though, in a game where the Raptors just do not play well, right, overall, especially in the second half, Chris Boucher gives you another double-double. He had a double-double last night against Philly, 12 and 14. 2 nights ago. I'm going to be saying that all video long. He had 19 points, 10 rebounds in the game last night against the Bulls. Shot 8 of 14, was 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 4 from distance. A steal and 2 blocks. Wasn't a minus 20 or a minus 18 on the floor, but that was quite a few of the guys on the Raptors tonight. Now, I wanted to get to Armani Brooks because I'm assuming they're going to give him another 10-day contract, or they're just going to sign him for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Like, I think at this point, that is what you do. You give this guy a well-deserved contract the rest of the year because he's come in and made shots. He made 2 threes yesterday. He made 2 threes against Philly. You know what I mean? 8 points yesterday, 3 of 7 from the field. Finally took a shot inside the 3-point line. Was 2 of 5 from distance. He did a good job. He came in and made shots. And for a guard, that's what we want to see. Excuse me, for goodness sakes, he made 1 less 3 than Fred VanVleet. Right? Fred and Armani Brooks combined for 5 of the 6 3-point shots made. That's how you know you're having an off night. When you get down double digits late in the game as the Raptors did, and you're not shooting the 3, well, you need energy to get in the paint and get 2s, get free throws. But the Raptors on the second night of back-to-back, on the road in Chicago, the way the schedule has been, that's really tough to do. And you saw that through this game, right? Now, team stats. Raptors shot 44% from the field. They shot 49% from the field. Raptors shot 19% from three-point range, 6 for 32. Whereas Chicago Bulls shot 39% from 3, 11 for 28. So they almost doubled. They are +5. You guys can do the math. +5 in 3-point makes. And there's your answer, right? You could do the math. That's 15, right? 15-point differential on 3-point shots. You lost by 14, right? And then we can go on the in-depth stats where the Raptors really struggled in certain aspects, but then dominated in a couple other ones, which is kind of weird. Let's get through this. +7 in rebounds, okay? And the offensive boards were dead even. There is a dead giveaway. The Raptors were gassed. They out-rebounded the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday 20-5 on the offensive glass. It was 14-14 yesterday. So they really struggled on the glass. Again, another sign of being absolutely exhausted. And off of those second chance points, which is weird, right? Because we were dead even 14-14. Raptors were actually +11 in second chance points. So we were making them pay for giving us those extra opportunities. But there's a lot of other problems. Again, another reason why the Raptors were exhausted yesterday and played very uncharacteristic basketball. They turned the ball over 12 times. They were -7 in the turnovers category. Not only did you turn the ball over 12 times, which is more than we usually do, you only got 5 turnovers for the Bulls. Like, that's just not Raptors basketball. You know, and this is where the Raptors, in my opinion, lost it. First off, they were +14 in points in the paint, albeit with Vukovic and no really rim protector on the inside. You got to pound the paint. And also, your 3-point shot wasn't falling. So you got to find other ways to score, right? And the Toronto Raptors, you know, off of those -7 turnovers, they had 12 turnovers, leading to 29 points. 29! Raptors had 5. I mean, there's a -24-point differential on the points off of turnovers. That's just uncharacteristic Raptor basketball. And they need some time to chill. And they're going to get that now. You know, it's unfortunate they lost tonight, especially with Cleveland losing. You would have loved to win this game and be technically, would they be tied? Or Cleveland might have, no. I believe Raptors would have been tied with Cleveland again if they lost to the Lakers, and then you go into Thursday looking to kind of like take the lead over Cleveland, which would have been insane. But now with both of us losing, Cleveland and the Raptors, we take on the Cleveland Cavaliers on Thursday at Scotiabank Arena, looking to get back to that tying Cleveland, obviously, and with Chicago winning, it hurts the Raptors because we were only, a game and a half back at Chicago, right? You win this game against Chicago last night, you're a half a game back. You know, but unfortunately now you're 2.5 back, and you don't have the season series, and it just kind of looks out of reach at this point, right? So it's kind of crap there, but it's okay. It's okay. Because you know what? This team has given us everything, and you got to cut them some slack here and there, and I'll give them that from last night. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and not the second half to last night's game, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from yesterday's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Instagram link's also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. My goodness, what's going on here? And I will talk to you guys. Jay's edition tomorrow, as we'll be breaking down this past week's games. A very good start to spring training, wins and losses wise for the Blue Jays, but really doesn't mean a whole lot. As for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're back in action tomorrow night as they host the New Jersey Devils at Scotiabank Arena. Mark Giordano at morning skate with the Leafs today, so we'll see how the lines shape up there. As for the Toronto Raptors, as we mentioned, their next game is on Thursday at home at Scotiabank Arena against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 7:30 tip-off. In the biggest game of the season for the Toronto Raptors, right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game yesterday. We'll talk to you guys then.